Hello, everyone out there in Facebook land. This is Rob from Ron's Consignment, 714 Washington Avenue, Woodbine, New Jersey, and it's a rainy Sunday. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to share some of the more fun and unusual things that we tend to encounter here. Let's have a look. Now, you've definitely seen me drinking out of cups like this before. So what's with this cup anyway? Notice it has a kind of glow to it. Well, the reason why it's glowing is what it's made from. This cup is radioactive. One of the key components to color this green glass is uranium dioxide. Now, uranium dioxide was used from the 17th century all the way up to the 1960s. It's still in usage today, but just people knowing a bit better than they did. So if you notice what I'm going to do, I am going to take this cup, put it next to a black light. Look at that sucker glow. Cheers. Then they say, Rob, what happened to your hair? I don't know. Now, among the weirder things that we can use for, say, beverage holders, this is probably one that takes the cake. So it's fuzzy, but what is it? And the answer is that this can koozie is actually made of 100% buffalo scrotum. Cheers. So this particular drinking cup has this odd ridge in it. You may say, what is that for? Well, the answer is actually right in front of your face. For the well-groomed handlebar mustache. That ceramic ridge actually kept you from getting your whiskers wet. Now, these Oddfellows goggles date to the 1920s or perhaps even earlier. Now, the purpose of them could be argued for Oddfellows, could be Masonic. Depending who I speak to, I always hear different stories. But regardless, once you could either be exposed to the light by having these blinders turned up, or one could say they were hoodwinked. We certainly love our curiosities here. As we can see, you're actually looking at some dude's eye. This was actually a prosthetic eye. We even have the mold that was used to make it. So medical quackery was quite a big thing back then, just as it is today. Now, one item that actually continues to be made to this day, but is nonetheless equally, I will say, borderline dangerous, is a violet ray such as this one. Now, we've all seen those plasma balls. You put your hand on the ball, the spark jumps to the glass, conducts along your fingers, and that's perfectly fine. But what if the spark jumps through the glass? And that's what these did. So you would basically touch it to the area that ailed you. By the way, this is a head attachment. Headache, zap it. And the spark would actually jump from the glass to you. So apparently a 60-cycle electrical therapy did the world of good. I wouldn't try it. I'm not about to try it. This is nothing more than a Tesla coil that's basically jumping a glass insulator. But nonetheless, just an example of some of the medical curiosities that you will see here. Now, this medical quack shocker dates back to the 1880s. We decided we would make it functional, which we did. It runs off basically a D-size equivalent dry cell, and it puts out quite a bit of voltage. And how do we know this? We've tried it. Needless to say, it is available for sale here. It is in working condition. We advise, however, that you use it quite cautiously. It's not to say that sometimes science can't be amusing. This is one such thing that, I'll be honest, Dr. Young's radical remedy. Just read this book. What might that radical remedy be? Well, if you said spark plug, the only word you got right was plug. Turns out that we had an introduction to a little device that, let's just say, didn't exactly meet its intended purpose. But, ladies and gentlemen out there, these are indeed the world's first set of butt plugs. And not the world's first set of butt plugs. Who knows where those are? But regardless, Dr. Young invented the butt plug. So having said that, we have an example. I'll be honest, you really have to want them a lot more than I do. I know that I'm a sicko, but that's okay. And no comment. I don't want to know what's in it. but we do know certainly that the tube's almost empty, so I guess that somebody put these to good use. Well, regardless, lots of fun stuff to be found here. So just remember, no matter what you collect, whether it's things like vinyl or dollhouse furniture, or the obscure, there's a great chance you'll find it here at Ron's Consignment, 714 Washington Avenue, Woodbine, New Jersey. I'll see you here.